Well, we have sequenced the complete genome from the woolly mammoth, and we have done so from two different woolly mammoths, one that lived 45,000 years ago and the other one that lived only 4,000 years ago, and this was one of the last surviving woolly mammoths that has ever been found.
And what does this mean?
Well, we then can compare these two mammoths, and what we find is that this very last remaining mammoth seems to have a high degree of inbreeding in its genome, and it also seems to have lost quite a lot of genetic diversity.
But what significance does this knowledge have for further research?
Well, we think that these results will be of broad interest for a sort of wider research community, in the sense that this population, which we know was very small for a very long time, we can use this as a model to understand in general how small populations are affected by genetic changes.
And what is next step?
Well, the next step is to generate more genome data from a large number of additional mammoths from Wrangel Island, so that we can really track these changes in genetic variation and pinpoint when variation is lost and when exactly inbreeding starts to increase.
So by these research results, is it possible to re-back the mammoth?
Well, that is not something we are working with in our research group, but other researchers, primarily in the US, are trying to do this. And one of the first big steps that you have to solve is to identify which genes that differ between woolly mammoths and elephants. And with our data now, this is the first time that it will be possible to identify these genes. So these are the specific genes that make a mammoth into a mammoth.